Well, back here at home, the push to legalize medical marijuana is back.
A bill was introduced today, but before that, a press conference was held for those in opposition. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Zach Worthington is live from the Capitol to talk about medical marijuana. Zach?
Rod and Megan, before the bill was introduced, a press conference was held for those in opposition to it. It featured testimony from former Huskers football coach Tom Osborne. Medical marijuana. Will it be legalized in Nebraska? A piece of legislation was introduced today by Senator Anna Wishart. It's being called the Medical Cannabis Act, and it seeks to provide legal access to cannabis for medical purposes. Before the judiciary hearing took place, a press conference was held in the governor's hearing room, and it featured Tom Osborne, who is not a fan of the idea.
This idea that marijuana is not addictive is a myth. It's not dangerous is a myth. And I think that the public needs to be aware of that.
Osborne was joined by Lieutenant Governor Mike Foley and Nebraska State Patrol Colonel John Bolduc, among others. Osborne says he is concerned about the message the legislation would send to young people in particular. He said in his coaching experience, smoking marijuana and playing football was a recipe for failure.
This bill that is before us, I guess, is not necessarily aimed at young people. So you may say, well, why are you worried about it? Because there has been some research that indicates that early marijuana usage does seem to impact brain development and also is associated with certain types of mental illness.
Colonel Bolduc with the State Patrol is from California, where marijuana is legal. He says as a state trooper, he's more concerned with the black market or drugs getting into the hands of the wrong people.
This bill and other efforts to legalize marijuana medically in other states have been ripe with unintended consequences. The unintended consequences that certainly have been experienced in other states will be experienced here.
Bolduc says vehicle incidents, including traffic crashes, are on the rise in states that are green already. Currently, medical marijuana is legal in 33 states and the District of Columbia nationwide. Governor Pete Ricketts and Lieutenant Governor Foley are both against the measure. They say they prefer pharmaceutical drugs that have been vetted by the Federal Drug Administration. Supporters say if the bill is not passed in the legislature, they plan on filing a constitutional amendment to put it on the ballot for the 2020 election to let the voters decide. Back to you, Rod and Megan.
All right, Zach Worthington reporting live for us. And as we